Every year after NEET, lakh of students ask one question. Sir, should I take a drop? And unfortunately, most students don't decide using data. They decide using emotion, relatives, advertisement, social media, friends. Some students repeat when they shouldn't, and some students don't repeat when they actually should. Both mistakes can completely change their career. So today, I'm not going to motivate you, I'm not going to discourage you, I'm going to show you what the evidence and data says. And by the end of this video, you will know whether a drop year is actually an investment or simply one more year lost. So let us start with the biggest myth with repeating. And the biggest myth is that students think if I take a drop, my score will automatically increase. No, it doesn't happen. There is absolutely no rule that taking a drop automatically increase marks. A drop year is not a magic. It only gives you one most important thing, and that is time. Whether that time becomes selection or another disappointment, it depends entirely on how the year is used. Now let me show you a very interesting data which will surprise you. If I ask you, out of total student appearing in NEET, how many students are repeater? Although no official data is available, but different survey and news articles says that approximately 45% to 55% of the students appearing in NEET are repeaters. This is very surprising data, maybe for many. Now think about that. Nearly half of the exam hall has already taken the NEET exam at least once. Now let's see another interesting statistics. If I ask you, among students who qualify, how much percentage of qualified students are repeaters? And here is more surprising number. Roughly all of the students who qualify, 55 to 65% are repeater. What does this mean? It means that repeater actually contribute a majority of qualified candidates. And if you specifically look at students who get MBBS seat, even the repeater form a very large proportion. Now, what does this data prove? Should we conclude that everyone who is getting or everyone who is repeating will get selected? Absolutely not. This is the biggest mistake a student make while interpreting such statistics. These numbers only tell us one thing, that many repeater eventually succeed. A repeat which is disciplined will succeed. It does not prove that repeating will cause success. But yes, those who are getting succeeded, a majority portion are serious repeaters. What could be the reason behind it? Reason is NEET is a very competitive exam, highly competitive exam, and many students simply needed one more preparation cycle. So the real question is not can repeater succeed? We have already seen that yes, repeater can succeed. But the real question here is, will you succeed if you repeat? That is the main point. So let us first talk clearly about most important thing, that is who should not take a drop. So one by one I will tell you what category of a student should not be thinking about a drop. So first type of student who have already got a government MBBS seat or about to get a government MBBS seat. Many such students think that next year I will target AIIMS, next year I will target better college, or I will target a particular city where I want to study. If you are thinking that way, ask yourself one thing. Is this risk worth taking? Let's say one bad paper, one illness, health issue will shatter your dream. So the risk is enormous. Such a student should not think about repeating. If you are getting a government MBBS, go and take admission and continue your process. The second type of student who should not repeat are those whose parents and relatives are forcing them to repeat, but they don't want to repeat. So if you don't want to repeat and your parents, relatives are telling you to repeat, no need to repeat. A drop cannot be taken for someone else's dream. Remember this. Because you have to study alone the entire year. Not your relative, not your parents, only you. So in such condition also you don't think about repeating. The third type of student who should not repeat are those who don't want to be a doctor, don't want to pursue MBBS anymore, and they want to do something else. They have some business in their mind. They want to join UPSC or give UPSC exam, and join different type of government job, they should also not repeat. Remember, your past investment should not decide your future decision. So don't repeat if you want to do something else. Now, fourth type of student who should not be repeating are those who is taking a drop because all other friends are taking a drop. This is probably one of the worst reason to take a drop. Your friend should not be a deciding factor because their preparation, their finances, their merit level, their mental health, their goals in their life may be completely different from yours. So, friend should not be the sole reason for repeat. These type of student, as I have listed down, should not thinking about repeating. Now let us discuss who will actually get benefited from the repeat. Who should actually be repeating the exam. So again, one by one I will tell you what kind of student should think about repeating. So first type of student who think about repeating are student who underperformed relative to the preparation. For example, your average marks in mock test was high. Let's say it was 580, 600. And it was consistent. But when NEET exam occurred, your score was below 500. Now, this may be because of exam anxiety. This may be because of your poor time management. This may be because of OMR mistakes, silly error, poor sleep, panic condition. So you could not give your best. Your preparation was good, but your execution failed. In such case, you have a significant high chance of improvement. So such student should repeat. Second type of student who should be considering repeating are the student whose preparation was incomplete. Be honest to yourself and ask yourself a question. Did I actually finish the syllabus properly? Think that, have you revised NCERT multiple times? Have you given enough full length mock test? Have you regularly analyzed your mistake? If your answer is no, it means your last attempt was incomplete. You haven't tested your true potential. So, one more structured year can produce a completely different result. A focused repeat can help you to wear that white coat. So, such a student should also be thinking about repeating. Third type of student who should think about repeating are the student whose scores are close to the admission zone. Suppose your category cutoff is around 480 and you have scored 400, 440, 430, right? Then it means that you don't need a miracle. You just need one focused, improved cycle. And improving marks is completely possible. So such a student should also be thinking about repeating. Fourth type of student who should think about repeating are students who are making avoidable mistake. Now what is avoidable mistake? Unnecessary losing marks through negative marking. Done the question correctly, but OMR answer marking was wrong. Know the concept, but reading of question was improper. You understand the concept, but question interpretation was wrong. Such a student also have a high chance of succeeding because reducing mistake improve your chance to succeed because your concepts are clear. It is just that you need a little bit of perfection in its execution. So such type of student should also be benefited if they repeat sincerely. Fifth type of student who should be considering repeating are those students whose performance in mock test was improving. The trend was improving. Let's suppose you were initially getting 450, then started getting 470, 510, 550, but somehow you could not get into the qualified zone. It means that your preparation curve is rising, but NEET arrived a little early and you could not achieve the level which you wanted. It means that momentum exists, but you could not finish the work well. So, stopping or abandoning at this stage may actually waste the process. So what you need to continue the process of improvement. And there is a very high chance that such a student will make it to the government MBBS seat. So all such a student should consider repeating. Now, two additional very important points I want to mention here. Two types of students are most likely to succeed. Students who know exactly why they failed. And this is extremely important. Let's say if I ask you, why didn't you qualify? Then you should be able to answer it very clearly that so and so is the reason why I could not qualify. If you can explain this, then it is very good because problems with clear cause usually have a clear solution. So there is a high chance that you will work on your problems and you will find out a solution. So such a student also have a high chance to qualify. Another characteristic which should be there in a student who is repeating is student should be highly disciplined. See, understand, a drop year gives you freedom, and you know that freedom is dangerous too. Without discipline, freedom is very dangerous. Without discipline, it becomes procrastination. Student who consistently study, analyze test, follow schedule and remain accountable benefit most from a drop year. So if you are feeling to take a drop, develop these qualities. Understand here, think of a drop year exactly like investing money. Nobody asks, can I invest? The real question is, will this investment generate return? Now you are investing your 1 year, and this 1 year is the cost of investment. The tuition fee, the living expense, the lost time, stress, etc. These are the cost. Then you should be asking, what is the expected benefit? And if you think that the benefit justify the cost, then you should be considering repeating. Then the final question, do not ask, can I repeat? Ask, does my previous preparation provide strong evidence that another year is likely to produce a different result? That is the question intelligent student ask. Let me leave you with one final thought. Don't take a drop because you deserve another chance. Take a drop only if the evidence says that another year is likely to change the outcome. Because hope is important, but hope cannot be a strategy. Strategy should be discipline, deliberate practice, and these all things will help you in getting selected after a drop year. If this video helped you to make a rational decision, or at least you are thinking toward that direction, share it with all the NEET aspirants who need this information. One correct decision today can change someone's entire life. If you are still confused, comment your marks, your reason, and I will recommend you whether you should repeat or not. Like this video and subscribe to my channel for more such factual explanation. Till then, keep enjoying.